Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here, and I've got so much to show you in today's report. Everything from leading CEOs holding secret meetings about how they're going to remove President Trump from office, and Trump's attorney Sidney Powell is now coming out saying that they have enough evidence to overturn the election in many states. And finally, I've got information on Justice Alito, who is really sounding the alarm bells here in America, saying, look, we're living in a time where our freedom of religion and our freedom of speech are at risk today more than ever before. I've got some powerful stuff here, but before I do, just a quick break. A new survey reports that an overwhelming 85% of Americans believe that at least one tech company is spying on them through their apps on their smartphones. 2/3 of those who were asked claim that they've seen an ad for a product on their cell phones that they've talked about but never looked for online, myself included. This is exactly why I recommend and personally use Virtual Shield at hidewithlisa.com. You see, Virtual Shield prevents advertisers and corporations and even my ISP from keeping tabs on me. Unlike free VPNs, a good VPN allows you to hide your location online. Not only that, but they prevent advertisers from creating profiles that literally track you, and they allow you to surf the internet anonymously. Unlike the others out there, Virtual Shield is easy to use and very affordable. Right now, you can get Virtual Shield in a Black Friday special at 50% off by going to hidewithlisa.com. And it's so easy to sign up. Here's what you do. Click on the big red button that says Start Now for free. Then pick your plan. If you have less than 3 devices, then select Protect Myself. Or if you want to protect your entire family with 3 or more devices, then click Protect Family. Then choose the number of months that you want that protection for. I personally recommend 24 months as it's the best deal at $2.50 per month. Then choose any add-ons you like. I personally like Protection Plus. On Virtual Shield right now, they've got 50% off, which is their Black Friday special. Get it while it's hot and protect you and your family today at hidewithlisa.com. All right, back to the broadcast. So let's just dive right in first to what President Trump's attorney is saying about the U.S. election. Take a look here at this article on the WashingtonExaminer.com. Trump attorney Sidney Powell says that they are fixing to overturn the results of the election in several states. Now, you can see this is very recent, November 15th, but I'm going to play for you the actual clip that was on Fox News. So take a listen to that clip.
Yes, well, he's listed as its former Admiral Peter Neffenger, or retired Admiral Peter Neffenger. He is president and on the board of directors of Smartmatic. And it just so happens he's on Mr. Biden's presidential transition team that's going to be non-existent because we're fixing to overturn the results of the election in multiple states. And President Trump won by not just hundreds of thousands of votes, but by millions of votes that were shifted by this software that was designed expressly for that purpose. We have sworn witness testimony of why the software was designed. It was designed to rig elections. He was fully briefed on it. He saw it happen in other countries. It was exported internationally for profit by the people that are behind Smartmatic and Dominion. They did this on purpose. It was calculated. They've done it before. We have evidence from 2016 in California. We have so much evidence, I feel like it's coming in through a fire hose.
So there you have it. According to Trump's legal team, they are saying they have flows of evidence, as she says, like a fire hydrant coming at them. But here's the thing. They've got precisely a little less than 1 month, just 1 month, to prove that they have enough evidence to overturn the U.S. election. And they're claiming that that's the case. Now, we don't know if that's the case because we're just sitting back, watching it happen, waiting and watching. And I guess ultimately time will tell. But there you have it. Very powerful words there coming from President Trump's legal team. But that's not all. I also want to show you this article here, and this is on zerohedge.com. Martin Armstrong says this is the most corrupt election in American history. Great article there. But that's not all that's going on with regard to the U.S. election. There's also talks behind the scenes from leading CEOs on how they're going to remove the president if he doesn't step down from presidency. Take a look here. And this is on apnews.com. Top CEOs meet to plan response to Trump's election denial. It goes on to say on November 6th, more than 24 CEOs of major U.S. corporations took part in a video conference to discuss what to do if President Trump refuses to leave office or takes other steps to stay in power beyond the scheduled January 20th inauguration of former VP Joe Biden, which you guys know, we had mainstream media declare him the winner, including the AP there and other news organizations. Let me just pause for a second. Who gave 24 CEOs the power or ability to do that? I mean, who put them in charge of our country? This is why this lingering thought in the back of my head is, who are they really connected to? And why do they have such power? And we need to really ask that question. But the article goes on and says, during the conference, which lasted an hour, right? They agreed that Trump had the right to pursue legal challenges alleging voter fraud. Of course he does. We all have a right to take things to court. But if Trump, they go on, tries to undo the legal process or disrupt a peaceful transition to Biden, they discuss making public statements and pressuring legislators in the GOP, right, in their states who may try to redirect electoral college from Biden to Trump, said Yale management professor. Anyway, the bottom line on this is a little bit creepy to me when you're talking about CEOs getting involved in things like that, of that nature. They have nothing to do with that, but it really shows the power of, I guess, big money and big CEOs when they have, according to their own words, the power to pressure, right? Pressure the legislators in their states who might try to fill in the blank. This should be in massive question to many people here in America. Look, they're already talking about removing the president. We had Keith Olbermann the other day, and this is on foxnews.com. And this is removing him before January 20th, I believe is what Keith was talking about here. He wants Trump removed and arrested and calls his 69 million voters morons. Why does anybody listen to Keith anymore is beyond me. But he recently left his ESPN gig to launch an anti-Trump YouTube channel. But here he is calling for President Trump to be taken off his presidency right now, before even the January 20th date. Here we have the star.com. Donald Trump will need to be removed from the White House, but how? In other words, they're already telling us that this is what's going to happen and this is what they're going to do, according to some of these articles here. Then we have a metro.co.uk. Secret Service will forcibly remove Trump from the White House if he won't leave. So there's some information there. But bottom line, our freedoms today are under attack and under manipulation today, unlike ever before. And I'm not the only one who believes that. In fact, Justice Alito recently put out a video that really expresses those views. Take a look at this article here, and this is foxnews.com. Justice Alito warns of dangers to freedom of speech and religious liberties in Federalist Society address. In certain quarters, religious liberty has fast become a disfavored right, Alito says. Now, he said all this in a video recording, and this is the video addressed by Justice Samuel Alito there. And I encourage you to watch it in its entirety. I know Justice Knight kind of did a quick revamp of his address there, but it's worth every minute of it because he really talks about how here in America, how we have lost our rights, how we have lost our religious freedoms. And he talks about how if you have an unfavorable view in regards to your religion, Christianity or Muslim or whatever your religion, and if it's not viewed popular by everyone, right, then suddenly you're attacked, you're blacklisted, you're pushed down the feed, and called names, shamed, and all of that. This is a direct attack on our religious freedom. And he really points it out in that video how far we have gone, because everybody should have a right to have their own religious view. That is the beauty of what made our country great. But now you're not allowed to say certain things. You're not allowed to back certain beliefs, be them in your religious document or be them for Christians in the Bible, right? Or not. That's a very attack on Christianity, on Muslim, on all kinds of religions. And he really points that out in that video. And not only that, but he also talks about how during this pandemic, and I'm really kind of throwing this all out in one big pot. But during the pandemic, he talks about how the casinos over in Nevada were allowed to open, but churches couldn't have more than 50 people, no matter if they were a mega church or a little church. That was the number you were allowed in. But yet casinos were based off of a certain capacity, based off of their entire building, and they were allowed to thrive. So it really makes you question who's really in the pocket of who here. But this was a direct attack on our religious freedoms during this entire pandemic, and this is what Justice Alito points out. Thankfully, the court is acting on some of that, which he said in that speech there. But the bottom line is religious liberty and our freedom of speech is under attack today, unlike we have ever seen before. And we are really living in critical times. So anyhow, just wanted to get all that information to all of you. Thanks again for tuning in. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.